Welcome back to Beyond the Dribble. It has been a minute. If you're fans of our other podcast, Talk and Dribble, thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in, and welcome back to Beyond the Dribble. And what a better time, because we are reviewing, rating, giving our thoughts, opinions, takes on Season 5 finale. Our childhood TV show has just wrapped up, and yeah, we have plenty of thoughts, plenty of opinions. We want to hear what your guys' opinions are in the comments and everything like that. But no, welcome back, guys. I'm here as usual, Ben, and my man Jakey.
Ooh, we back. Keen to be back.
We're back.
And the BTD squad, I haven't seen the new setup as well, so hopefully they like.
They do.
A few bit different. We got the purple lights in the back, so just representing the BTT.
If you don't tune into the YouTube or any clips of Talk and Dribble, we usually have the blue strobe lights.
It's crazy. It's a groundbreaking discovery.
Or LED lights. So
yeah.
So purple for our Beyond the Dribble logo. But no, thanks for joining us. This will be... So we're recording on a Friday. So the finale came out on a Thursday. We're recording on a Friday because we just needed like a day to process everything. Data just to...
Actually form some opinions and not just be going off just momentum and just everything we just saw all at once. Need a bit of time just to let it simmer and just have a good idea of where we stand with what we just witnessed.
That's it. And what we witnessed was, just a lot.
Just a lot.
Emotion.
Oh, so much emotion. Don't think I've ever been so emotional watching a TV show.
Well, it's up there in emotional shows. But so we're going to we're going to initially just dive straight into the finale, everything like our takeaways from it, positives, negatives, and then we'll do we'll get into some like just big kind of like theories and takes.
Yes, sir.
And that'll be sprinkled throughout that. Then we'll give our season score. So initially we're actually going to give our score for like the season finale. The season finale, like we give it out of 10, and then we'll give our whole season score.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll rank every season after all of the discussion and everything. Then we'll have top 5 moments each of season 5, and then Jakey's got top 5 performances from season 5.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is basically all Stranger Things. So spoiler alert, this is a spoiler review. You probably wouldn't be watching or listening to this if
definitely not
you haven't watched Stranger Things. So if you're a Stranger Things fan, this episode is definitely for you. Next episode, we're definitely going to be talking a lot of Avengers Doomsday. Plenty of trailers have dropped. I'll probably do a bit of Avatar Way of Water stuff because I watched that. This man still hasn't watched it. Plenty to come. And I watched Housemaid. That was great.
I know, I need to see that. I need to see that. Yeah, I need to dive in.
And
it's just good time to be watching films and watching just history being made on the big screen and on the little screen as well. It's just great time. So,
okay,
so good.
Well, shall we get right into our scores? Should we do our scores?
100%.
Yeah. So this is our score out of 10 for Stranger Things season 5 finale. Okay. Should we say it at the same time or just do it differently?
Go 3, 2, 1. Say.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
9.8. Ooh.
Did you say 9.8?
9.8.
Damn.
Yeah. Bro, yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. So you think you have it almost perfect?
Bro,
finale.
I literally have it almost perfect.
Damn.
And I know, oh my God, all the Stranger Thing haters will just be coming at me for stuff like that. But I left that finale literally thinking that is one of the best finales I've watched. And people out there are saying they played it too safe. Oh, they didn't kill off this character, didn't kill off that character. That's not what the show's about. It never has been. It's been about they kill off some side characters. They wanted the main cast to live on happily. And that's what they did. So I left that finale being like, they just had the perfect send-off for every single character here.
Well, honestly, we've seen shows try and go big and shock factor, shock value, and it not pay off. Where did we see that? We saw that in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
And that last episode of Game of Thrones was all about shock value. Oh, my God, how could this character do this? And it did not pay off.
Nope.
Now we have seen shows that have gone for shock value, gone for something crazy, and it have pay off. But the fact is, Stranger Things, is there a perspective of did they play it a bit safe? Probably. Was it a bit was the finale somewhat of a straight line? It was, but then there was still definitely throughout the plan, there was things that didn't go to plan. But there is an argument to say, did the Duffer Brothers play it safe? Yeah, you probably can perceive it like that. As I said, we got positives and negatives. I've split mine up into negatives and positives. Do you want me to go through my negatives?
Yeah, I'm happy to hear the negatives. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So my negatives of Stranger Things season 5.
Finale or all season?
Sorry. My negatives for the finale of Stranger Things season 5. The end battle with the Mind Flayer and Vecna was probably a little too quick.
That's why mine isn't a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it just it definitely, considering the whole season was built up to this moment, considering basically the whole series was built up to this final boss. Mind Flayer, and we find out that the Mind Flayer is the true villain.
Yep.
For it to be introduced, it becomes the Mind Flayer in its final form, and then it's kind of wrapped up in maybe 3-4 minutes, maybe a bit more, but it really doesn't fire too many shots.
No.
Or it does. It almost crushes Dustin. Lucas saves the day with him.
Hall of Fame Lucas.
Everyone's running around, and it's Nancy's,
Walking down Willow.
And then it's about to get Nancy, and then everyone jumps in and helps save the day, which I love. I love. That's in one of my positives. I love that moment. It is so good.
It's porn. Yeah.
But, it was just that's the Mind Flayer gone. Just like that. Think season 3 Mind Flayer was so much smaller, and how much firepower did it take to defeat that, and how long did it take?
Very true. But they had a weak L at that point as well.
True.
And just the experience, them from season 3 to them to season 5, they are freaking badasses now.
Yeah.
They've dealt with so much, and we're about to see even just with different stuff, how much they actually dealt with within this time. So that's where I feel a lot of people are hating, because it's look what the soldiers and stuff could do against Vecna and shit and the Demogorgons, and then look what these kids can do. Well, it's these kids have been battling them for years.
Yeah, they got the experience.
For years. They've been and seen everything, and they know its weaknesses. They're not firing it with guns and shit. They actually know how it works. So it's it's not about experience. It's not about what sort of skills you have. They're just so much smarter than everyone, which has been the main premise of the entire show, that Dustin is a genius. All these kids are geniuses. And they understand that thought of pattern. So that's where I feel it cops too much criticism, because it's they say it's unrealistic, which look, we're talking about upside down shit. Of course it's going to be unrealistic. It's similar with superhero movies and stuff. It's going to be unrealistic at times. That's the whole point of the show. But I just love that they're just so much smarter than they were a few seasons ago, and they were already freaking geniuses. So in a sense, it makes sense how they get it done quickly, because it is short and sharp. And if it went on for longer, then it would fall into the pattern of, they probably aren't winning that battle if it goes any longer, because you're going up against these freaking
I know, because
monsters.
That's the thing. When it's just humans fighting against the Mind Flayer, what else? What can they do?
What can they do? They can't go on for a half an hour fight, because then they'd be fucked.
And also, if it went for too long, people no doubt would be complaining that, it's just this final CGI battle and MCU vibes.
Literally.
And so you can't win in a sense. But I did an extra 2 minutes maybe of just something happening.
I was more disappointed in the fact of, after the end of episode 4, seeing how badass Vecna was pulling up to the soldiers, just absolutely cooking them.
Yep.
And then kind of seeing towards the end he was nerfed heavily, even lost a fight pretty much to a freaking tired Derek holding on to Holly Wheeler. Just shows how much of a freaking beast Derek is. Respect only. You're fucking kidding me. We lost a poster. Never mind. But then that was probably the one part where it really doesn't get a 10 out of 10 for me, because I thought everything else just was so well done. But I think Vecna was nerfed that little bit. But it was tough, because he's also connected to the Mind Flayer. So it was as that got hurt, he was being hurt. So he's fighting 11 while also pretty much being burnt alive.
Yep.
So it made sense. I do wish probably it went on for a touch longer.
Yeah.
But
do we want to put that back up, or
what do you reckon?
do you want to just try to? Do you want to just try to put it up in your chair? CJ, you go hard to work.
Let me get to work.
Get Deadpool Wolverine back up there, buddy. There you go.
Upside down.
There you go. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Do you reckon I have to do the bottom?
Maybe just because it'll probably fall again. Love your work. Good job, man. Good job.
Good God's work.
Yeah, definitely nerfed Vecna in that final thing. It would have been awesome to see a few more minutes of 11 versus Vecna. because it was like they were going like, oh, her entrance. Anyway, okay, that's in the positive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been nice to see, a few more minutes of that. Like
100%.
in 11, like the final battle, the season 4 one was so good.
Yeah.
So like, because like even when Vecna was defeated, I thought, okay, like he's gonna come back alive, isn't he? Like something's gonna happen.
Thought he would.
He'll come back up and it'll be another crazy fight, and then
100%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Another negative on like the final battle: no Demogorgons, no Demodogs. Where the hell were these motherfuckers?
Yes. Well, yeah, no,
Where
very
were they?
true. But then there's also theories and stuff that go around. Well, have they been put into the Mind Flare? Like, is that what has happened to
doubt it.
maximum growth of this beast?
But then also that also makes it silly because it's like, how hard is it to defeat one Demogorgon?
Yeah.
So then how is it so easy to defeat a massive Mind Flare with all the Demogorgons combined?
Yeah.
If that's the case. But I had a thought. How awesome would it have been if like the Demogorgons that they're fighting off the Demogorgons for a bit, and then you know how Will controlled Vecna, which is one of the most coolest moments right
so
before he's
sick.
going to attack Al.
Yeah.
Controls Vecna and that breaks off his arm and stuff. Will controls the Demogorgons to help fight Vecna.
That actually would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
How insane
Holy
would that have
shit.
been? I know.
That's a theory and a half.
Yeah, like the Demogorgons there, or like, yeah, so the Demogorgons aren't in the fight at all, and then all of a sudden, so they think they've defeated Vecna. Vecna like rises again, and then the Demogorgons are all coming, and the group's in the lair, and like all the Demogorgons are coming, and then Will just all of a sudden starts controlling all of them, and you think they're about to start running at the group. Instead, they run at Vecna and just destroy him.
That would actually be freaking sick.
Yeah.
Damn. Bro, get you in the chair.
Bro,
Get you in the
telling ya.
chair.
Either that or just like, in the fight, Vecna's got the upper hand.
Yeah, and something
Will's
just...
controlling him, and it's not quite working, and then all of a sudden he just controls the Demogorgons, and it's just like, holy shit. The things that have been attacking these kids since the start become their allies.
And the one who literally took my boy Will away, he's now freaking...
He is. Because it's a shame. Season 1 and 2 were basically all about Demogorgons.
And it was such a tough task
So
to take them
tough.
down.
Oh.
And they got nerfed apart from, literally just that one
Well,
scene,
when's the last
episode
time
4.
did we see him? In the hospital.
Yeah, and they got bitched
And then when
by
they were
another walking down
Frankensteining
Willow.
one. Yeah. That's the
yeah.
last time we saw the Demogorgons.
Yeah, true.
So-
Yeah, it has been interesting. I completely understand that they weren't in the Upside Down because I believe obviously like they went with Vecna. He got
the
hurt at the
Abyss.
end of season 4, goes to the Abyss with Vecna. So, but yeah, it didn't make any sense that they weren't in. Yeah, the Abyss. No, I get that 100%. Yeah, for sure. No, that actually.
That would have been insane.
100,
As
that
much
would
as
have
I
been
love
sick.
the moment Will stops Vecna, and he's like, "I'm not afraid anymore." I'm like, "Oh, Pete."
Porn. Yep.
But that would have been insane.
100%. No, I'm there with that. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
This is like a real specific one, but the Purple Rain song in the final Mike and 11 scene, I just did not think it matched like the emotional tone
Really?
and the weight of that scene. So I thought, like, literally as I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so emotional. And then right as it hit the chorus of like, Purple Rain,
See,
I was like, nah. The Duffer Brothers and Stranger Things as a whole have always nailed it with their music. Like,
Yep.
think how emotional it was when we thought Max died in season 4.
Yep.
It just
When
wasn't
Will's
like,
body got discovered.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So good.
Yep.
And like, it just did not give me the vibes
See?
of like, this is a final Mike and 11 goodbye. I don't know.
Actually, no, I'm there with. I thought, no, yeah, actually, okay. If this was any other scene, then I thought Purple Rain was really good. Like, I thought it hit. But then, yeah, when you put it into that context that it's like, this is the last scene we have of them together.
Yep.
Probably could have been something better. But then you're talking about that it's Prince, like, and that's a big 80s style
Yeah, I
theme,
know, but
and like
there'd be so
for
many
people
good
within that
emotions.
age group, it's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, Purple Rain, like this is the song. Like,
It doesn't really pull the heartstrings, and like you're looking at Mike, who was just crying, and 11. I thought Millie Bobby Brown's acting in that scene was insane, and you're looking at them, and they're like, just oh my God, like they can't believe they're about to lose one another.
Yeah.
11's like I'm sacrificing myself, and Mike's trying to understand, and it's just the weight of the situation is so heavy, and it's like this song that's almost like upbeat in a sense. It's like,
but it's not. It's not.
No, it's not upbeat, but the when it hit the chorus, I was just like, this does not match.
Yeah,
This
fair.
doesn't match the way.
Yeah, something like a bit more. Yeah, I actually don't know. Do you have a song that comes to mind that you think would work?
Honestly, the songs I didn't even know most of them that they introduce.
Yeah.
You know, such. I just think
Yeah, they just always pick
compare
the
it to
right one.
Max and Lucas situation, which is a bit different because we think Max has just like fully died, but like 11 is about to sacrifice herself.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like
Very similar stakes, actually,
so
more
similar.
intense stakes.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's a very nitpicky
but I have seen
one.
on like socials, like people like said they like fell apart once Purple Rain hit.
Oh,
So like I think it's very split. And
sure.
yeah, I'm kind of on the fence a bit there. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, but then yeah, I do see where you're coming from, and there probably could have been a better song that just hit a bit harder to home.
Yeah,
But
that could be a hot take maybe because like I just maybe a lot of people
but then that's
really
the thing.
like that song.
I think it's like depends. Are you big Prince fans? We're not massive Prince fans, so it's like do people who are obsessed with Prince prefer that song?
But I really resonate to a lot of scenes in a lot of things when it's like the music because it just
This one didn't
translates it well.
capture.
This didn't, even though the moment did, and I was like, oh, the lead up to it was crazy. It was just like I rarely like am in a scene mid watching it like. So didn't really
That's fair.
match.
Well, literally, because the one that has grabbed me the most is season 1 when they find Will's body in the lake.
Yeah.
Like that song, that whole scene probably grabbed me the most out of any scene in Stranger Things where it's just like, holy shit. Even though like he's alive. Like we know he's in the Upside Down, but like
Is that the We Could Be Heroes?
yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, bro, that hits, and just like seeing all their faces and stuff, like, oh my God, like that grabs me. But yeah, true. This just happened.
Yep.
And like, I don't fully remember the actual song in terms of, no, I get that. Yeah, fair. Respect it.
No explanation of what happened to the government and Dr. K. So no consequences for Nancy and Hopper, like for literally killing military soldiers. And Dr. K definitely saw them do that.
Yeah.
And like what happened to them afterwards? Like there's no explanation.
Yeah, well, they're literally war criminals, aren't they? They're killing soldiers. But then also, would it also fall into the bracket of, are they doing something illegal? Like, is Dr. K and stuff, they're doing stuff illegal? So there's probably I don't know. Like, I might just be defending absolutely nothing right now. But they could also fall into a bracket where they can't actually push anything because if they put out there what they were doing there, then they're probably all going to prison as well. Dr. K's probably done many illegal things within this bracket.
Well, yeah, they were recreating the lab. Like
100%. They've been working on humans. They've been doing all these.
Because the Upside Down was.
But that's the thing. But that's probably where it's like if they push these charges, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like defending it just because I want to defend it. But like I feel like that. I don't know. I wasn't too concerned with that part.
No, I just would have liked to seen something like that shows what even happened to Dr. K. What like because people are calling her character irrelevant, which I don't think is true because the military had to be there and there had to be somewhat of a leader part of the of the military because 11 wouldn't have sacrificed herself if the military weren't there. Like,
that was the whole point in the end. Yeah.
Like they're always going to be after her.
Yep.
But that's not really like again. I loved this season. It's
100%.
just the flaws that they point out.
That's the thing. I thought her character was needed to be there. I just didn't actually rate her character that much. When you compare it to like what we saw out of Dr. Brenner and stuff, like holy shit, they were just iconic characters.
Yeah.
And she just didn't really capture that too much. But then also she wasn't really given too much to work with. Like they did sideline her character quite a bit, which you'd expect because no one really cares too much. They just needed someone to fill that hole.
Yeah, it's giving like the fake Arnie in season 3 vibes, honestly. It's like
facts.
he's like a villain, but like, don't really care.
Yeah, literally.
And I fully expected her to die, and she didn't, but that's so fine.
Yep.
I'm happy the military guy died. Shot her.
Oh, that was so cold-blooded. Holy shit.
Okay, only a few more. The epilogue was amazing. Like, so good. Like, just the showing all the characters' futures and stuff, but the absentees from the epilogue. So, Susie, we didn't get to see Susie. Mm-hmm. Or Dr. Owens. I was keen to see Dr. Owens, even if it was like a three-line thing of like showing what he's doing, or like because he was always the one. He was massive in season 2, and he was massive in season 4.
You okay there, kiddo?
Yeah.
Oh, I always hear with the kiddo break my heart. He was awesome. I loved him.
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned with the whole Susie stuff. I don't really care too much.
No. Just would've been cool
but
just to see
Dr. Owens,
something.
I definitely, that's actually a great call.
Yeah.
So, I heard a terrible one. People were saying like, oh, what's happened with Argyle and shit. It's like, bro, the bloke's from California.
Yeah,
You think he's leaving California to come to Hawkins and it's like actually be a part of this mess?
Yeah,
no
that's-
fucking way.
he was a funny
And it's
character
similar
for
to with
season four,
Susie.
but-
It's like every time she did something for the group, she felt like she was betraying her religion, her family. So she also didn't want to have anything to do with it either. So I was fine with them leaving her after she helped him in season 4. But Dr. Owens played a massive part in all of this. So yeah, I would have liked to see where he ended up for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I thought they just... I just thought they nailed it.
Honestly,
I thought they nailed that.
it. This is very nitpicky, but I did notice it. And I've seen a few things of people speaking about this. At times, the CGI in the abyss wasn't great. Like,
Really?
It wasn't like... The most time I noticed it was Jonathan and Steve in their scene. At times, it just looked very green screeny.
Yeah, right.
But like,
I feel like we're finding that...
In the fight, it was great. I thought it was awesome. The CGI of the mind flare of everything was amazing. But like, yeah,
I feel like we're actually like finding that more frequently in a lot of different movies and shows lately.
Yeah.
Then you are also thinking they're working on a TV show budget as well.
Yeah.
So CGI isn't going to be what it is if you look at the Avatar movies and stuff like it's.
No, but they had a massive budget. Like they had like a
Yeah, but compare it to a
insane
movie.
budget. Yeah, no, but we're not going to compare it to Avatar.
No, but I'm talking about like the CGI is never going to be what those are.
But I don't think the budget would have been the issue. Like I think they had a lot of money. But for the most, I thought it was fine. Like I thought it was good. But that was just one little thing.
Yeah.
And then, so not that I am not one of those people who expected someone to die and expected a red wedding situation. I didn't want like this crazy death toll. But it's just like you could say a flaw is this the Duffer Brothers playing it safe with like just so many pump fakes throughout the season of people dying. And like they literally did it with Steve.
Oh yeah.
Which I loved that moment anyway. But I just love how the one person dying is everyone's least favorite character in the final episode.
Yes.
Like, and everyone wanted her to die. But like no one else really died. Like we'll talk about the 11 stuff. But like, like I think she died. I do.
Yeah, well, I've got someone explaining later
but
where I think she didn't.
We didn't talk about that. But I just like it's a bit like, of course, like the only person who died was this chick who no one liked.
They really Dark Knight rised us with that 11 death.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. See, I'm completely opposite. I think they've been doing it since season 1 and they've carried it through. They don't want to kill off main characters, and I have no issue with that. I think they're massive on not wanting to ruin the integrity of the show. And like, give me a character out of the ones that survived at the end that you reckon they could kill, and there wouldn't, not like some uproar, but it could ruin rewatchability and just kind of, I don't know, like I think it could just ruin a lot of the premise of the show because it's not about that. It's not about killing these kids. Like the whole point of it was these kids have been through so much. Will has been through so much. It has changed their lives. It took their childhood. And now finally after all this, they get to go live their lives and leave it in the past.
That's why, like going to the final episode, I was like, the only characters I can see dying are Will, 11, and probably Steve.
Yep.
Like I reckon Hopper, he was just not going to die. Like we'd already seen it. We've already gone through that. Like what's the feeling of like, oh, Hopper died? Because like it would have been so sad, but like
wouldn't have hit.
We thought
as much.
that was the case for the whole like few months after one of the seasons, after season 3, and then 11 and Will. Yeah, I thought there was definitely a chance they could die.
Yep.
But like Steve, just to sacrifice him and just to have that because there was just like that narrative of Steve dying outside the show for so long,
so long.
Then again, when you actually break it down, okay, say Steve died falling off the tower. Everyone would be up in arms. It's like he just dies randomly falling off a tower.
After everything he survived, like you really think that's how they were going to kill him?
And
like not a chance.
And like everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" But then, even when it was happening, I was like, "They're not going to kill Steve off falling from a tower 10 minutes into the final episode."
That was the thing. No death was going to come until like half an hour left. After half an hour, 45 minutes left, because you couldn't ruin everything else. It's like
no character would be able to keep going with the plan when one of their best mates just died.
Bro, that's why I never understood how so many people on social media were arcing up about heading into the finale that no one had died.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck do you expect them to do anything if it's like, okay, let's just imagine Will just died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nah, Joyce would easily be able to just operate. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Jonathan won't care. Okay. Wait. Let's say Steve died. Oh, bro, Dustin, he lost Eddie. Oh, he won't care too much that Steve's dead. That won't be playing on his mind at all. Like, what are we doing here? They were never going to kill anyone before the finale, and even after the finale, I had no issue with them leaving the main squad alone because that's not what the show's about. It's not about that. It's not Game of Thrones. It's not The Walking Dead where they're happy to just kill main characters and throw it out there. It's a different kind of show. It has nothing to do with that. And I feel like also when it's so kid centric, like the main core are all a bunch of kids. When you're killing off kids, that just hits a whole lot different to the public eye than it does when you Game of Thrones and stuff. And it's meant for that stuff. Like I had no issue at all with them allowing it to blossom at the end. And it's like, okay, these kids literally just went through hell, lost their whole childhood, and like, shit, bro, I think how scarring all this will be for the rest of them. But they finally get to move on, and you see them grow outside of Hawkins. So many of them are leaving. I love it. Like, I don't want to get too much into it because that's positives and stuff. But
no, the characters are too interconnected for just a death to happen and not impact the rest of the show. And considering it's an adventure show and it's all about ideas, people bouncing off each other, like, yeah, if one of these characters died, that would impact the whole show. And look,
just ripple
look
through
at all the
of them.
people that have been lost. So, like, season 1, Barb dies. Nancy was fully scarred for like a season or 2 after that. Then Bob dies. Joyce was fully scarred from that. Season 3, Billy. That was the whole premise from Max in season 4 was Billy's death.
100%.
And then obviously Eddie. Dustin is full cut. His character is completely different from Eddie. And he was only in it 1 season and he died. So, like, the reality of these characters dying, people just want to see it for shock factor. But I actually think the reality of it impacting the story going forward would be drastic and completely
100%.
take away from the show, completely take away from the characters, how they could even interact. Because say Steve died in episode 5.
Yeah.
Okay, well, say Jonathan and Nancy died. And a lot of people said they wanted them to die in that scene.
Which made no sense.
And it's like, okay, cool. If for that scene independently, makes complete sense. It's like, they just had this weird romantic breakup thing and then they die from that goo. Okay. Dustin and Steve just find them dead. Steve's love of his life's dead. Mike's sister's dead. Will's brother's dead. Joyce's son's dead. Everyone's best mates are dead.
And that just ruins the show from there on because you can't have that comedic relief that we have.
No.
Like, because who's cracking jokes after that?
No.
Like, are you cracking jokes after that?
If people would be, everyone would be arguing like, how can you be acting like this after they've just lost their family?
It would literally ruin the show. But that's people are so blindsided by like, no, they had to kill someone. They had to kill someone. It's ruined the show. They had to kill someone. Like, that makes no sense.
Which is why I thought they did a good job of like killing 11. But then they almost
leave it ajar. 3 inches.
Anyway, that was
the one character I thought they could have killed, but then when I actually thought about it, doesn't make much sense, was Murray. But then I was like thinking, say they killed him off, what is the emotional factor after that? Because the group, that doesn't hit too hard to home for the group. It'd be sad for the fans, but I don't think that would hit like any other death. And I feel like that's just making a death happen just to happen.
And
like
they didn't do it
because he's not really connected to anyone. He's just there being. He's kind of an arsehole to all of them, but like you love him.
He's probably the funniest character.
He's so funny. Every time he's on screen, he's hilarious. But like
his quick jokes,
it just wouldn't hit the same with a death like that because it's like, shit, who leaves that after a few months and stuff and are really scarred from that because it's like, well, none of them are that connected to him. So like, I just thought there were no real clear characters that they could kill off and I don't know, just get away with it and justify it apart from somewhat 11 and Carly.
So that's basically all my negatives. That's all my negatives. One like thing that's like, I just kind of like want to point out in terms of playing it safe. It felt somewhat of a streamline first, second, third act in the finale. But then I did think there were moments where it's like, the plan, like it's not going to plan. Like the military on their tail throughout the app, that was great. That was more like Stranger Things vibes from previous seasons that season 5 maybe didn't quite have. Also, volume 2 didn't maybe quite have. Max and Vicky getting found. Like it's like, oh shit, like that completely made 11. Sorry.
Vecna.
Because then Vecna
got a hold of Jim.
And then that interrupted.
Right.
Al
You think it all
Ace.
went smoothly? Jim literally thought he killed his daughter.
Yeah.
Literally thought he shot her. Like, that threw it off,
And
100%.
then the pole not lining up with the abyss, Steve almost dying.
Yep.
So, like, there was definitely moments where I was like, oh shit. And then even right when Al has Vecna, and you think then Vecna's going to attack Al again, and then Will saves the day. So,
But even, like, they didn't know they were going up against the Mind Flayer either.
Yeah,
they rock
no,
up
they
thinking they're just trying to take down Vecna.
trying to get into that
Next minute,
hive.
that whole
hive
turns into a freaking the bloke they were fighting for the last however many seasons. Like, I think the plan definitely got thrown off schedule quite a few times, which they hint at in the show as well. They know that they've got this plan. Steve literally came up with the greatest idea he's ever come up in their life, but they knew it was not all going to be perfection.
Yep.
But that's what they've highlighted so much about this group, is they do adjust on the fly.
Yep.
And that's what makes them so special and shows how smart they are, shows how smart Dustin is, just shows how creative they all are to get it done. So
do you have any negatives that I haven't mentioned?
you probably actually
Anything?
hit on all of them, I think.
Yep.
I think a public negative that a lot of the people on the media and stuff are having is actually the start of season 5 and is the 18-month time jump. No, sorry, not 18-month jump.
Yeah.
That's at the end. Sorry, the time jump from season 4 to season 5. Because I know a lot of people had an issue with end of season 5. It literally looked like a war zone was about to happen. And there was like just... You good? No, you're good.
Sorry for audio listeners. I was just checking the cameras and then my shirt got caught on the mic.
Nice
so
stuff. Good job. But I know a lot of people had an issue with how season 4 ended. Not with how season 4 ended, because they loved that, but then how season 5 started, and they've kind of just done a patch job on how season 4 ended. But then it's like, I had no issue with that, because it's like, where do you go from that with season 4? Then it's just, so you go into season 5 and it's just pure chaos from the get-go.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
You reckon?
Yeah, for sure. I was like, there was a little bit of me when episode 1 started, and I was like, I was loving it, but I was like, they've just kind of patched up. Like, there was this momentum, this, like, the stakes all of a sudden kind of just went out of the room for a little bit.
True, yeah.
And you're like, okay, so this whole Vecna momentum of killing 4 people to create the upside down coming into Earth was just patched up, and now there's just one big gate again, which is similar to past seasons. So I was critical of that. Because I was keen to see Vecna running around in Earth, Demogorgons running around, which they did. Like, they could just create a gate whenever they wanted, which was awesome. But then that was only for the first half. Oh no, that was for most of the eps, and then you don't see that in the finale. But no, I was keen to see Hawkins more impacted.
Yeah, actually see the public finally understand what is going
it's
on.
It's like, to our earthquake. So, to the people who died in the earthquake.
That's
at the
crazy.
end of the finale, it's like, are you kidding me? Like,
Come on now. An earthquake doesn't do that.
No.
Crazy work.
So that's negatives. Is that all the negatives?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure
yeah.
others will maybe come up throughout the
100%.
chatter. But okay, positives. At the end of the day, you did it. You rated it a 9.8 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
I rated it a 9 out of 10. Do you want to maybe just you start, because I felt like I was just talking a lot.
Yeah.
The negatives.
No, 100%. I think something that's been criticised a lot is the characters acting throughout the series. I thought the finale, nearly every single one of them did a terrific job. I thought that was one of the most heartfelt episodes I've watched in any show. Yeah. Like, we were sitting there and there were multiple moments that just hit home and just made you feel. And one thing that I just absolutely loved that I thought topped it off really nicely at the end of the battle was Joyce kind of finally, firstly, because she had been sidelined a lot for that series. So I actually could have said that was probably a negative. She was sidelined heavily, I reckon, throughout that season 5.
Season.
100%. But her just getting her moment at the end, bringing out that axe. And this is actually what nearly made me tear up, which is crazy because a bloke was getting his head chopped off. But that moment of her bringing out her axe, and I think drops the first ever F-bomb in the entire Stranger Things series. I don't think anyone else has dropped it since that. So she dropped that.
You messed with the wrong fucking family.
And oh my God, you just could feel the pain. And then as she's just going one by one, just the flashbacks to everyone who had been impacted by that. I'm literally getting chills right now talking about it.
Each character's trauma that they've been through.
And I think it finally actually shows the viewers and stuff, how how crazy the shit is that they've just dealt with. The people they have lost. We're talking about there's not enough death. Like, look at the people they have lost in their lives because of this, and it's been people that have been willing to help them. Like Bob. Season 2 doesn't happen without Bob. He was the one that found out that whole thing's a map around Hawkins and stuff. He was so smart and helped him, saved so many lives, and then cops the end of it. Eddie saves Steve, Nancy, and Robin's life. Cops the end of it. So many people did so much good that were in their life and got impacted. And I thought the Duffer Brothers did a terrific job of capturing that at the end, while pretty much putting that axe through Vecna's head and finishing it for good.
Joyce's iconic
with the upside
axe.
down.
I know, because it was like she was completely sidelined for a lot of the season, and then she was in that finale. At the end of the day, when I saw her in the abyss, I actually thought, I'm like, what the hell is Joyce?
What's Joyce going to do?
Like, how's she going to do anything? So I thought, it was just the perfect moment for Joyce to have her moments. And when it was showing all those characters' trauma, it was almost like just taking us back through Stranger Things from season 1 to 5, showing us these characters that we love so much and just how much they've been impacted, the trauma they've been through, what like people who they've lost, but then people like the things they've actually been through, like Max almost dying. Actually, no, Max wasn't there, but like Will being taken. Even Holly, it was like Holly's been taken. She's gonna have some trauma. Mike, like just all these people that they've lost, and they're all just like watching this happen, watching the final nail in the coffin of this guy who has caused all this hurt for
so
them.
Much pain. So I thought they just nailed that part. Like after that, I was like, no notes. That just hit. So just chills everywhere.
That was before all the epilogue stuff. That was before
100%. That's really that's when we were watching the episode, and I'm like looking at my clock. I'm like, I swear there's like another hour left. I'm like, they've just killed off Vecna, and there's another hour left. I'm like, what's about to happen here?
No, but that's what I was concerned wasn't going to happen, because I was like, all right, this could be like an hour and a half, an hour and 40 of like a fight, and then we get 20 minutes of wrap up. Because I had no idea how long was left when
100%.
After it all happened, and I was like watching the graduation scene. I was like, this better not be it. Like this better not just end here. We have no idea what happens with all these characters, and then they just. But
that's why I can't believe it's been copping so much flack for that. That it's like, the end battle finished halfway through the ep and stuff. It's like, no, like it wasn't about the end battle and all that. I can't remember the last show where we've built like these characters where everyone has such a great connection to each one of them. We wanted to see how they pan out and see what their future is. And I thought they just did that beautifully. I thought the first half of it was hectic, so much going on. That's why I wasn't too concerned with the fight scene and stuff. Yeah, it may have been a bit short, but I cared more about the ending and how they were going to wrap up these characters and leave us fans feeling content and just kind of complete with how it's happened, ready to move on from these characters.
Just satisfied.
And just be like, 100%.
Satisfying. And so like the epilogue is one of the biggest positives for me from the 100%. Finale. Like just the closing off of each character's arc so well. The scene with Steve, Nancy, Jonathan, and Robin, that was peak. That was almost like so relatable for people to look back on, and it's like thinking about old friends, thinking about times when you're like with groups that you love, and that whole epilogue made people just really feel so nostalgic about Stranger Things, but just about like friendship, about going through hard times.
It's a great representation of just like life gets in the way. It's like after all this they've been together for so many years fighting this awful evil, and then now that it's done, life gets in the way, and now they move on.
It's the future. This is a new chapter of their life, and it showed that. So like Steve becoming a baseball coach, and he's a teacher now.
Steve coaching dipshit Derek / delightful Derek in baseball is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Will there be a better duo?
No, probably not.
Could there be a better
That
duo?
guy's going to the big leagues. That's all I know. Is nothing stopping Derek from achieving what Derek wants to achieve.
I didn't see Jonathan going to NYU, like film school. I don't know what I had in his cards, but I liked that. I liked how Nancy, because she moved away to do her own thing, and she's now dropped out of school, wants to experience the real world.
Nancy, just walk him down Wheeler. She's just the biggest savage out of all of them. And I felt like Robin's character gets too much hate.
What? Does she get hate?
She like a lot, but I think it's more because Maya Hawke is the actress. Like a lot of people there's like great. A stigma against her. I thought she did an awesome job.
She's great.
I thought she's good. I thought she hits the emotional parts really well as too. She was massive for Will throughout this whole season. I thought she was a big part, and I thought she was really good. Very overhated in the casual looking eyes. What would have topped off that scene is just a bit of end of beginning. Just
Yeah,
as they were
facts,
walking, like
facts.
as he's like talking about the girlfriends and stuff,
Yep.
just leans out.
Yep.
What I would have done for a bit of end of beginning to be in Stranger
So
Things,
true.
but it doesn't fit the 80s theme, obviously.
Yeah, no.
But that would have been tough. That was so emotional.
So emotional, but I loved all of that. I loved like just us seeing how our original 4/5 with Max, just how they ended up. Like I loved that scene between Max and Lucas at the end, seeing Max back on her feet, skateboarding again,
Yep.
like Mad Max, and she's looking pretty good.
Looking forward to Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, God damn. She's gonna be Jean Grey or Gwen Stacy or something.
Bro, I don't know which one I want more.
Whoever she
I
is,
think
I hope we see a lot of her.
Yeah.
But her and Lucas's chemistry was great.
Lou Max were in game
And
from the start.
Yeah,
they
were.
finally
I
got their
loved
movie
that.
date.
And we actually see them like being like an older couple, like
Yep.
more mature couple, which is
Yep.
great.
Love.
And then I love how we see Dustin like going to college and then even dapping up Steve.
Oh, bro,
Awesome.
what a squad! Get me in that squad.
And then
Holy
Mike,
shit!
like Mike, like we knew he was a storyteller, but like him becoming almost like a Stephen King character.
Yep.
Like, he's like now this author. He's like staying back. He's going to be writing stories for years to
And it
come.
just
like,
showed that, like, yes, Al was the one with the powers and stuff. A lot of it was based around her. Will was probably the one that was impacted the most.
Yep.
But Mike's been the main character, man.
Oh,
And seeing his growth, even from like season 3, he was a prick. Season 4, he was kind of just.
season 3 was a prick. No, he wasn't.
He was a bit of a prick. Like, remember with the whole stuff with Jim Hopper? He's
Oh,
freaking.
he was just annoying.
Yeah,
He's a
no, but that's what I'm saying. And then
Yeah.
season 4, he was kind of like out of it a bit in terms of like he just wasn't all there
Well-
with Al and all that. And then season 5, his bro, from the get go, like his original chat with Holly at the school tells her about being heroic. Is it heroic Holly?
Heroic Holly, yeah.
Like that just set the tone for his character throughout that season. I felt like.
I feel like he was sidelined though in like volume 2. A bit, yeah.
I thought they did him
name
very-
one thing you did in volume 2.
Yeah, no, fair, no.
But like you can say that about a lot
No,
of characters. But, like,
100%.
I
But
think
there's
he
so
was-
much going on. But I thought they did a good job at just in terms of what they did with his character. Not saying they brought him to the front or anything, but I thought just his character development. He just kind of
yeah.
became just that brave hero that Will like did the painting about. He
Yeah,
was the guy
leader,
just leading him
the
through
leader of the party.
at the end of
The heart.
at the end of season 4. At around the battlefield where the Demogorgons are going crazy. He's got the kids behind him, leading them through, leading them the charge,
episode
trying to get him out of there and stuff.
I
like,
loved that.
Like
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
his
yeah.
growth as a character was just so good, and he was one of my favorite characters this season. I loved him.
He's my favorite character of the show. Him and Steve.
Yeah, I
But-
think Steve takes
No,
the
but he
cake
was
still.
he was probably the main character of the last episode, which
100%.
I thought was great. Like
Yep.
he had his moment with Al at the start, and then obviously he helped like defeat the mind flare. But then his moment with Al again, when
Had a
she
moment
was,
with Will, just
Had a
talking
moment
about
with
letting
Will,
him know he's
yes.
his best friend.
Yep, and then just friend zoned Will. And then,
Yeah, that pause was a bit too long, and I was like, bro, what's he gonna say here?
what do you mean by that? And then and then we Mike. Having his moment in like Eleven's thoughts when he thought she died, and then having the speech with Hopper, like after the fact, 18 minutes later, Hopper gives him that speech, which I want to talk about. I thought
Chills
that was
again.
so good. And then obviously, like at the end in the final D&D game, and like him being the storyteller, and then him talking about 11 potentially being alive. Like he really was at the forefront, and I loved that because it did feel like season 4 heavily sidelined, and then season 5 throughout it he was sidelined, and then he's back at the front.
One thing I don't understand is like the whole season got really criticized for its writing. That last part where they're playing D&D, that is like, I don't know where this hate's coming from because I thought that was perfect writing.
No, I don't
That
think people
just-
would be hating that scene. But
But
throughout it, there's been some.
But it always has been. Like that's the show.
No,
That's the show. It is a bit cringy. It is.
I've never noticed the writing as much compared to this season. There was just some moments where it felt very unnatural. So it's
Okay,
they'd
the
be
dick
talking,
scene
and
was
they're like,
unnatural.
Oh my god, we have to go. Like I don't know. It just felt very like. Okay, like it could have been delivery and the writing, but I've never really noticed that as much as I did this season.
I think it could be a bit of the delivery as well, since I think like when you're working with child actors.
Yeah, they're not child
like-
anymore.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. So like, there's probably some of them aren't as good as what
Oh yeah,
they were when they were younger. So
That's
the
fair
delivery
enough.
can change when you're writing a show for what they were meant to be compared to what they kind of are now as actors. Like I think Noah Schnapp probably wasn't the greatest actor running around. I thought he was really good when he was younger. I thought he was definitely the weakest link out of all of them within this series.
And it's funny because there's moments where he's really good.
Oh,
really good.
I thought
when he got his powers and everything,
that was fire.
Like, whoa. And then when he controlled Vecna again in both those moments after he got his powers, crazy. But it's like the intimate line delivery.
But then I did think he, like when his speech about coming out, people are hating on that a lot. I thought he nailed that. I didn't mind it.
I didn't think he nailed it. I thought he nailed it in parts.
Okay.
I thought there were parts where I was like, it's a bit awkward. But for the majority, I thought he nailed it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
The issue I had with that scene was the placement of it. They're about to go fight the end battle, and he chooses this moment to come out to everyone.
Yes, but the whole premise of their plan was they needed time. So what? Okay, so
they needed time.
They needed time. So the whole premise of their plan was they were waiting for the abyss to close in on, so they can go up with the tower.
Yeah, I don't know. But needed you just fill it with it coming.
Yeah, but then so what else? They're just standing around. No, but then also,
something else would happen.
But then also, that was what Vecna was holding against him.
Yeah, I know, but also we didn't find out about that until that moment. So he came out because he thought Vecna was going to expose the truth to his friends and family. Like, I don't really have an issue with it, honestly, but it was just the placement of it. I thought that there's this momentum of like, okay, they formulated the plan, they're about to go. It's gonna be because this was the end of the second last ep of Stranger Things ever. You've seen clips of it. Think of how crazy that season 4 episode 7 was, of like the here we stand, and like everyone's going to their spots for the plan in season 4. We got everyone just doing their own thing, and like, oh my god, the vibes of that heading into the finale was insane. And then this was not like that.
True, it did hit a low, especially even after episode 4. Like these freaking killing demogorgons and shit. Yeah, true. Sorry, the placement probably wasn't great, but I didn't think it was too bad. I think it's getting overhated. I didn't think it was that bad of a scene, but
no. Oh, I didn't think it was that bad. No.
I thought it was needed, like especially when it's like in terms of it's been hinted at since season 1. Like a lot of people just saying like they've kind of just grabbed this and thrown it together. It's like this has been a big part of the story, big part of even like his relationship with his father and stuff. Like big part of like a lot of his childhood was messed up because of this, and he had this, and people saw him very differently. So I didn't mind it. Gave Will his moment as well. Like actually, he's had a few moments now.
I thought the final battle was just like we've touched on it a little bit, but like the final battle just as a whole, yes, it was a little quick, but I loved all of it. I loved the fact that the whole team helped defeat the Mind Flayer, as you were saying before. Like they're all much better for having all this experience over the last few seasons. But like Nancy, of course, like being the bait with her shotgun, like
doesn't even hesitate.
She did not hesitate. She's like, it's me.
Just walk him down Wheeler, bro.
And then Jonathan and Robin with the flamethrowers. Right as Nancy's about to die, Mike using the flare gun Nancy gave him, and then Lucas.
Lucas with his classic
slingshots. And then Steve and Dustin using the same spear
just
weapons to damage it from underneath that Dustin and Eddie used. Like so many callbacks in one scene that, like in the climax of the final episode. And then combined with that, you've got Elle, who is just like her entrance into the abyss. I wish we got to see her jumping from rock to rock.
Yeah, that's probably a negative I missed. I wish that we got that, because that's what they were practicing a lot about their jumping, and
then
her
we did see her
that.
Jump, like her facing off the Mind Flayer by herself, which what we see like every season, like she just carries this
she's
group.
just such a savage.
Like, she's just staring it, and then she jumps, and you're like, holy shit. I was like, is she about to jump through it?
That shot though, before she jumps, and like you see the Mind Flayer like kind of focus on something else, and then it's like that long shot from their perspective sort of, and you just see this massive monster and just like little Elle just standing there in front of it. I was like, that is just cinematic right
insane.
there. And then she just, oh my god, that leap was insane. Falls through, rips down the tentacles, Vecna falls, and I'm like, holy crap, what are we watching?
Like, she jumps and then like puts herself down, lands, superhero landing, and then fully just takes down Vecna like in one foul swoop. I was like, that is aura.
So clean.
That was elite. And then obviously the fights, would have liked to see a bit more of a 11 versus Vecna, but then 11 you think she's about to win, and then Vecna just gets his massive arm out again, and you're like, oh shit. And just cuts to Will, and he's just got the eyes up.
So close.
The score, the music behind that was insane.
Such a tough look.
Oh,
the wide eyes
tough.
just like, oh my God, that is a tough
He's
look.
just got, absolutely just like dripping with aura.
Yeah.
And he's just, he's like, I'm not afraid anymore.
Oh, so good.
And Vecna's like trying, and then it's just cutting to the whole team, just doing
their thing.
Mind flare, and you're like,
just what they've been doing since day one. They're just a team.
And they don't care. They don't care if there's safety, if they're in danger. They just want to help each other. And I love the fact that, we got a payoff with Will getting his powers back.
Yep.
But it would have been cool to see that Demogorgon thing, I ain't gonna lie. But.
That actually, bro, that's a clean theory. We'll have to clip that up and see what the dribblers think, because that's tough.
So, and then obviously that leading to Joyce killing with the axe was just, as we said, that was awesome. I thought all the stuff with Jamie Campbell Bowers, like the actor of Henry, Vecna, when you actually see him, Mr. Watson and stuff, I thought he was flawless.
Thought he put on a masterclass. He literally just put on a masterclass.
Yep.
And that was the only thing I was upset about, is that they probably just nerfed Vecna a bit, because it's like he was such a badass, and season 4 had so much just fear factor about him, which happens. The more you learn about the villain, the less fear there probably is about them.
Yep.
But season 4, that was one scary villain. And then season 5, even like his entrance, like his first actual entrance as Vecna, when he's taking out the soldiers, I'm just like, bro, this guy is just freaking aura farming out here, just sticking arms through blokes' heads. But then, season 5, I thought as Vecna, as Henry, when he goes into the caves, he finally overcomes that fear, finally figures out why he's afraid of the caves. The Mind Flayer pretty much made him forget this moment.
Yeah.
That acting performance was insane. Pretty much any time it came to the caves, his facial expressions and stuff, I was just like, bro, this guy, he actually made you feel like he can't go in there. Like there's literally something terrifying, stopping him from going in there.
It all in his eyes and his facial expressions.
And you're talking about this villain that puts so much fear into everyone else's minds and everyone else's abilities, and he's faced with this. So it kind of also showed that there is a hierarchy where it's like there is something above him.
Yeah, which I was happy that the Mind Flayer was essentially 100%. The big bad. But then I loved how they almost tried to redeem him. Yeah, it's like, are we going to see Vecna? It's got like a Darth Vader situation. He's got a choice here of like, okay, I've been controlled. I'm not going to keep, being consumed by this power. I'm going to turn good, and Will's trying to convince him. Yep. But then it's like, nope.
He just switched.
He's kind of been controlling me, but I saw these problems with the world.
Yeah, he's like, man, what does he say?
Show me the power.
It's like, man is broken.
Man is broken. And he said that in season 4, 100%. That massive dialogue.
And it just showed he's too far gone. Yeah. He was the first victim, but it was already there. He already had this evilness behind him. And I'm so happy they didn't redeem him. Yes. Sorry. That is something I was dreading the whole time. I'm like, I don't want to see
too much has happened.
No, I'm like, he has done way too much shit. I do not want to see this guy be redeemed. I want to hate him, but then because you also love him because it's like he's a badass. But I was just so happy they did that, and I was so happy that they built that relationship between him and the Mind Flayer, where it was like, that he was controlling him, but then it was also like Vecna was using him as well, and it's like they were a team. It wasn't like he was fully being controlled.
No,
it's like
he's like, we are one. I'm like, yes, one.
Exactly, bro. He's one, bro.
They're one. I thought they were going to hit us with We Are Venom. But,
bro.
We Are Vecna.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, no, that moment was awesome.
I was waiting for We Are Iron Man. a little finger snap.
No, definitely props to JD Campbell Bower. He definitely steals every scene he's in, and just the way his voice, it just matches Vecna's,
and it's just crazy the switch up
because his voice, but the switch up because Vecna's very deep,
and then Henry's this very slimy, kind of cynical guy. Yep. Check the files, man. That guy has to be. It's crazy.
Yeah, facts.
Crazy. But no, I thought everything they did with him in that last episode, I thought, yeah, they just nailed that. And I'm so happy they showed us him, why he's afraid of the caves. They gave us this really strong explanation.
Yeah.
And just some growth for his character as well, and some depth towards his character, because obviously there's the screenplay about him that no one has seen.
Cool.
I think eventually they'll put it on Netflix, so hopefully we can watch it.
Well, people have seen it. Like people.
You can only watch it in London and New York apparently. So I don't think we'll be getting there anytime soon, unless Stranger Things hit us up.
I love how Vecna also, in the middle of everything, got to Hopper, and so there's this chaos happening, and then all of a sudden Hopper, who's just there to protect Eleven. Yeah, Vecna pops his head in and he's like, getting into him about his daughter dying, and then exposes Al's plan to, kill herself. And then you think that Hopper kills her. They full juked me out.
I was actually like, holy shit. Like, I think this is fake, but like, I'm getting a little concerned here.
I was like, wait, no. I'm like, no way 11 dies like that.
Like, I was just like a little confused. But then, I was on my hate watch because I was expecting this was Carly doing all that. I was like,
you were like,
no, bro, I was not having it at all. I'm like, no, she is just behind every single bit of this. But she wasn't. We were all hating the wrong person, and she ended up being the ultimate sacrifice and
she
did her
wasn't
job. Well, maybe
that
she
was one of my favourite moments when she died.
Oh my god! But maybe she was a sacrifice. Maybe she did. Maybe she did do something to sacrifice.
No, but I was happy when she died.
Bro, I think Jim was happier. I think he was about to throw a party, bro.
When she pointed that gun at Hopper, I was like, get the fuck
I'm like, bro, you do not have the freaking audacity to be doing shit like that. No, my favourite moment was when they were both getting that sonic blaster in their ears. Jim picks up, Al runs, leaves Carly just laying there. That was so funny.
He's just like
that was meant to be a serious moment, but I was dying. I'm like, nah, that's my boy right there. That's Jim. He knows what's up. But then turned out she wasn't. She was in it for the right reasons, and she understood that there actually was no life for him. They couldn't go back to normality because everyone else would. It was very selfless. Everyone else was in danger as long as they were alive.
Yeah, but
I'm for that. Like, in terms of, I don't like the idea that they just bring her in and she's just telling Al to kill herself, pretty much.
No, I'm for her doing it. Not.
But it did make sense, and you're talking about the lifestyle that she's led, where it has just been in hiding and having to do all this stuff. Like, it made sense, 100%. So it made sense that that's where her mindset's at, because it's actually selfless of her, of being like, well, we actually need to risk our lives if these people can go live their lives and actually be away from this, which it shows that is the case. Because Al lives, I'm assuming the soldiers aren't just letting them walk away. Like, all that is such a big issue. So,
well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I first want to talk about, because you've got some theories to talk about again. But that scene as a whole, that's your issue. You just keep knocking it, bro.
I knocked it once.
Just keep knocking it.
That's my first knock.
It's about to fall again.
No, I'm holding on to it. It's alright.
God damn.
Bro, you're on a hate watch as well.
Sorry, bro.
You're on a Jakey hate watch.
Every day, bro.
Every day.
So that scene where you think that they finally got out, the upside down, they're about to detonate, and then the tires pop. Military are there, and they're all getting like taken, and you think, wait, where's 11 gone? And then she's just standing there, and you literally see, like, because Mike asks Dustin, like, where's Elle? And then, she's probably escaped. Mike gives like a little wry smile, and then sees that she's just standing there. Oh my god. So the difference in acting between this scene and the coming out scene. So you know how they said, like, it took 12 hours to film the coming out scene, and because they had to, like, obviously film it, the speech itself, and then they cut to every character. In that scene, I thought not many of them gave a great.
LeBaron James hit me.
Just take him off.
Yeah.
Bro, this place falling apart.
Bro, I swear the studio ain't that bad. But we're in a good moment as well. Recapture that. Sorry.
It took, I did not think really one great reaction. I thought Jonathan's was great.
I thought Jonathan had a great reaction.
He was so raw. Most of them. Even like the OGs. Michael was sitting there a bit like awkward. Lucas didn't really give us much.
He kind of knew it was about him. He's just like...
He's giving the old Jim Halpert.
Yeah, he's just...
And then... But then you completely switch up the next step, cutting to every character looking at Al.
Oh.
All of them. You could see the hurt, but then also in like... So Steve, like he's just looking at it like... Shit, like I know what this means. Robin, Nancy's like Mike, like yells out at Mike. Obviously, Mike is just distraught, and he's almost like
so authentic.
He's like screaming like he's in pain. Like he's just like out. Like what the hell? I'm getting goosebumps talking about this.
It was like the first time all series where it felt like everyone was on the same page, that knew what was going to happen and knew there was like no escaping this scenario. Like they knew, holy shit, like we're actually going to lose her. Like we're going to lose her. We've never felt like that with any other character so far.
No, and you see that with Hopper. Like Hopper's like screaming, trying to get out of the military's hands. He's just like full on, like can't comprehend what's happening. And Dustin, like we saw that scene of him screaming in the trailers. I did not think that was going to be about 11. Lucas, he's just like. He yells at like I mean, I just say Al or like no,
he says something and it just hit. You're just like
hits, and even Max is just like she's got like some tears in her eyes. You're just like looking at everyone's reaction, and they all know exactly what's going to happen, and you're like, oh my god.
Well, she literally changed all of their lives. Yeah. Like she, like for better or for worse, she impacted all their lives more than anyone else. So it's just like, holy shit, the center bean of this whole thing.
She created it all. It started and ended with 11.
And it's just, that was just so emotional. I think I nearly broke again at that moment. I was like, fuck, this is actually going to get me. This is going to get me. And I thought Mike and Al just nailed that one-on-one scene. I thought that was just beautiful. They just absolutely cooked it. Like hats off to them. Let's give a round of applause.
Both of them. I thought Millie Bobby Brown's acting, I felt she was almost a little sidelined in this season as well. Didn't really have much dialogue with anyone. It was really just her and Hopper a lot.
She really never does. She doesn't speak much.
True. Yeah, true. But like in that scene, she was like, you could just see the raw emotion on her face. And then Mike was just looking at her like, and she's like, do you, like one day you'll understand. And he's just like, I don't understand. She's like, you need to understand where I'm coming from. And he's like, I don't. And she's like, one day you will.
Yeah.
And then you cut to Hopper and Mike. Sorry, I'll just quickly touch on this.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Hopper and Mike, this like Hopper talking to him right where it happened in that center, like the town square 18 months later. And Hopper is at that point of like, he's a hurt man from this, but he's not broken. And he's not broken like he has been when he previously lost his daughter. And that's because he understands and he knows where 11 was coming from. And he knows this was completely her decision. And I loved that. And Hopper was like to Mike, like, one day you will. Like, you will understand this. Because Mike's like, he didn't want to walk down the ceremony. Like, he didn't want to do his graduation because that he thinks that means I'm moving on from it. And I was like, no, like, that's not what this is about. Like...
And I just thought that was such a good scene as well because their characters have bumped heads a lot throughout the season just because it has been split between 11 between them and they've been bumping heads a lot. And I thought that was just such a good moment just for him to kind of be that father figure a bit as well because we know Ted's useless as tits on a bull. So like he kind of needed Hopper there. Ted. Oh, poor Ted. But I thought that was just a perfect scene to just add in there and just get that raw emotion and just them just like no one else can really comprehend it like those two can. Like they're going through the exact same thing, but just at two very different stages because obviously one is basically a teenager and one is a middle-aged man.
Yep.
And it's just about, just kind of just reminiscing, but then also just letting them know that like, it sucks right now, but there is a reason for this, and it's just about kind of being sad that she's gone, but then also just being grateful for what she did for all of them to go on and live their lives because she's kind of taken that burden off their shoulders.
Well, they wouldn't have been able to, really. No. They wouldn't have been able to live their life with her probably still around in a sense. Like it'd always be chaos.
100%.
But you want to talk about... So, I'll just preface this. Do we think 11 is alive or dead?
Okay, well, I guess it just kind of comes down to if you are a cup half empty kind of guy or a cup half full
That's
kind of
not
guy.
what it is. That's not what it is at all. It is not that.
No,
But you give us your theory. I am content with the fact that I think, no, she died. I think she sacrificed herself.
Mm-hmm.
But there is like a potential reality where she is alive.
Well, I think there's multiple factors that play into this to prove that she is alive.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make much sense at all if she is dead. Because firstly, so this just falls into the illusion part that the only way she wouldn't be alive is off Carly, putting in some sort of illusion to get her safe and having her body in the upside down. So the first illusion at first is that Carly actually was being shot when she died. Because there's a scene, obviously, Al is putting pressure on Carly, trying to keep the blood in from obviously spreading. She talks to Al, Hopper runs out, she talks to Al, and then they come back. Carly's dead. We fast forward to them on top of that roof. You look at Al, not a single blood stain on her. Not a single blood stain on her hands. We've seen it all throughout the series, all throughout the seasons. We saw it with Nancy after she did it with her mum, rubbing blood all off her hands after just literally doing the exact same thing. Al didn't have a single bit of blood on her body. Okay? So that's the first. Secondly, the whole season we saw these sonic blasters was her kryptonite. She couldn't function with one of them. But now we're talking about there were all four of them as she's coming out of that truck. For her to get down, get to where she needed to get to, without struggling, with 4 sonic blasters coming at her, get to that point and then use her powers from that point to bring Mike into her mind is borderline impossible with what we've seen with the one sonic blaster. Okay? Thirdly, we see after Al brought Mike into her mind and then she releases him, that has to take some sort of powers, right, to use? Am I correct on that? I think I'm correct on that. So her doing that takes her using her powers. Mike gets ripped away. She's still standing there. There's just one little minute detail that's missing. Do you know what it might be?
What's that?
Where's the blood on her nose? Where's the blood on her nose that she needs every time she uses her powers? Because I saw pretty much every other time she did it, there was there. I saw when Will was using his powers, it was there. I saw when Carly used her powers, it was there. But for some reason this time, the one time that it could be an illusion, Al does it. And, oh, what's that? There's no blood there. Huh. And then it happens and she disappears. And that's that. But how can you explain, firstly, how she has no blood on her? It makes no sense.
I think that's more just like a continuity thing, where it's like they just didn't want her fighting like in her final fight with just blood-stained hands and everything. Honestly, I don't think that's.
Yeah, that could be the case. Along with explaining that Carly actually didn't die there, but Carly
did die.
No, but Carly knew her sacrifice. She knew her story finished there.
So what was Carly doing then?
What do you mean?
Like why? So
she was staying there.
She just stayed there.
She just stayed there.
Back.
She stayed there. She stayed in the upside down, man.
Stayed in the room while they were all just like.
It was an illusion, man.
So no, I think that's bullshit.
Or she did have blood, but the part where Al was putting pressure on it wasn't there because there's literally no blood on her hands.
Yeah, but I think that's more of a continuity thing. I think she got shot. She got shot.
Okay.
No, that happened. I think you can believe what you're saying without that stuff. Like, I think...
Well, then she didn't die then, obviously.
Carly. Well, we didn't see her die, did we?
Well, we saw her body laying there.
We saw her body laying there. Did we see her die?
Well, it was just when Hopper came back, and she was gone.
Okay.
But obviously there was an integral conversation that we missed in that time that Mike believes. But then, okay, explain. How does she get out of a truck, get past all these soldiers without seeing, and get to the upside down with 4 sonic blasters all hitting her at once when we saw how much she struggled with just one? It is her kryptonite. How did she do it without screaming? Because that's what she does. Like, she literally screams every time it happens because
Do we ever see her in the truck?
Yes, you see her getting pulled out by the yep. There's footage.
Is there?
I will bet my entire life on it. There's pictures of them grabbing her out.
See her in the real world and come out of the upside down.
There is.
Okay, well, if that's the fact, then Well, it's like, okay, well, yeah, she just pushed through the pain while everyone was getting arrested and went to the Upside Down. And
But how does she push through the pain with all those soldiers there and get past them?
I don't know.
Because when you think, oh, the soldiers, who's the one person we're after? Okay, find that L chick. Don't let her out of our sight, okay?
Yeah, but we know the military are hopeless.
Yeah, but that hopeless?
How does 11 stay there when Carly would have been destroyed? She would have been destroyed from the explosion, but 11's still there.
What do you mean? 11 disappeared.
Yes, but after, like, Carly would have been destroyed, fully cooked, but 11's still there. And then 11 gets taken away. She would have disappeared straight away. Would have been an explosion. The explosion happened literally in the building Carly was in. So if she was there doing that power, she would have died first. She would have been, done. See you
Are we
later.
sure that wasn't simultaneously? Are we sure that didn't happen at the same time? Bam, and then
Well, the explosion
all of that's
starts.
blowing.
The explosion starts in the building. Murray puts all the C4 there. And that's the building Carly's in. Mm-hmm. So it would have happened. Carly is the first to die in the whole of the Upside Down.
Yep.
Because that is the origin of the blast. So if she died, she wouldn't have been able to do all her powers while 11's still standing there.
Guess
but
we'll
11's
see.
still there while everything's already happened. That main explosion's happened, and then the rest of the Upside Down's going.
Maybe that's just a bit of a plot hole, just for the cinema.
Well, look, you've come up with some really compelling arguments, and I think that's a pretty definitive argument.
But then so is that, like,
Honestly,
literally,
yeah.
how do you explain her getting to the Upside Down?
You can't.
And then using her powers at the same time with these blasters going on.
Yeah, well, I don't know if, like, the Upside Down, like,
True.
being in there impacts it. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, there's definitely, there's plot holes within this, but there is also, like, sense to it. So it's like, it's the Duffer Brothers have left it for us to have this discussion.
I want to be completely clear that I am so happy with how they ended that.
Yeah.
Like, I was so happy that they left it with just like it to throw out there, because then it just leaves everyone talking about it and discussing over this. But I was so happy they did that, and it obviously speaks to them about not wanting to kill off main characters, because now they've left it open-ended. But they've left it open-ended for people who are watching it and being like, all right, well, now I feel like Elle has gotten to live the life that she deserved to live. She's gotten to a place where she wants to be. And, like, yeah, either if that is, like, she ends up sacrificing herself for them, which she did either way, but then was it a master plan in the end? Because, like, Carly had to be there for some reason. And could this be her moment that she... No,
but then I also think Carly was there to test 11's, like, almost just, like, worth and, like, no... we don't, like, we can't live. And then 11, she didn't really see Carly's side, but then she obviously saw that when the military were there, and it's like, no, this is never going to end. But no, I like the fact that it's like, okay, that the emotional weight of that scene will still be upheld on rewatch, because it's like, nonetheless, 11 has sacrificed herself in some way, if she's alive or if she's dead.
Yep.
Obviously, she died. Like, if she's dead, she died. That's a massive sacrifice. If she's alive, she's just completely separated herself from everyone, the people she loves, from Mike, from Hopper. So, like, but she's given them a chance to live a peaceful life. So either way, it's a sacrifice.
But no, I loved it. I just loved all of that. And yeah, I do think she's alive. But that's the storyline I'm going with.
Okay, no,
that's the heart. I'm just chasing that part. I'm chasing happiness. I'm chasing happiness that they all got to live their life.
I love it. And yeah, she's at a place in Iceland with
Norway. Greenland.
Norway.
No,
Norway.
Was it Norway in the end?
Norway, yeah. Not 3 waterfalls, 2.
No, apparently there is a waterfall behind her when it first happens.
Oh, never mind.
That's what I've been hearing, but then I'm not. You never can trust what people are saying. But
I loved. So on that, like, we learn all that through the final D&D scene, and that scene was just gut wrenching.
Another one that nearly made me cry.
Like
God
that
damn.
was this it was just the culmination of, like, an end of an era. Mm-hmm. It was like the end of a show.
And a passing
But, like,
of the torch at the same
Yeah,
time.
end of passing the torch, but it was like end of a time where people like us, we've grown up with this show, and each season has been a different stage of the characters' lives, but our lives as well. And it's sad. It was sad to like see that we won't see these characters again, but it was like so satisfying, and it was a happy ending, and it was watching it like it started. Like the ending was like it started, but they're just so much older and they've been through so much, and obviously Al's not there, but like it was the OG4 plus Max.
Yep. I think what also is quite surreal as well is like you're talking about like they get a lot of hate for how old they look and stuff, which I think is just absolute bullshit. But like for people in our age demographic, we literally we're pretty much the same age as a majority of them. Like I think Millie Bobby Brown is my age, and I think like Caleb is around your age and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like we're literally growing with them as the show is going on, and you're actually just watching them. Like it's literally just watching a life just freaking flow. It's crazy. So like just watching that, there's no other show that we've actually felt that with where it's like, holy shit, this is like, it's our age demographic and we're watching them grow as we're growing as well while watching it. Like I know that's looking deep into it, but it's like, it's pretty crazy. And I think that's why so many people are like really touched by this show and have such a connection to the show, because it has been such a drag in terms of it's gone on for years and we've seen them transform, but then also the viewers have been transforming as well. So it's just, it's a pretty crazy aspect of it.
It was a great way to finish off, and like Mike going through each character, their future, showing Will, like you know, like exploring this new, like you know, like being happy with himself and his identity, and exploring that. And he said like it'll be uncomfortable at first, but like he'll be more comfortable and stuff. But and then obviously seeing Max and Lucas get a happy ending, Dustin go off to college, still be in contact with Will, and then. Like, it was just so... I loved that moment. And it was funny because Max kept him in check. The D&D game finished, and then Max is like, what, like, that's it? Like, you're the storyteller.
I know.
Like, what's that about?
Who would have thought? She was bagging him earlier about how a bit nerdy they are. They're creeps and stuff. And she ended up being the biggest nerd of them all.
I know.
But you just knew that from day one that she, like, hated on him. But it was, like, just her deflecting. Like, she loved him and wanted to be a part of that group. It's just she showed it in a whole different way. And then that was, like, the first time we've seen her just break down and be vulnerable in front of them all. And, oh, my God, like... If anyone tells me they were acting at that moment, I'm calling you a liar, because that was just real tears of them when they're putting their books up, pretty much closing it. You cannot tell me that that's just not them knowing that this is just the end. That's it. They're done. These characters that they've had their whole childhood is just done. And it was just so raw. It was so just authentic. And I was like, this hit every part of it.
It was seriously, it was like watching like people who worked together for so long, and it was like watching like actual like people's real raw emotions, and like they know it's ending, and it was like watching that on camera. It was like people watching like the whole first part of their life like coming to an end, and you can see that like the characters are crying, but the actors are crying. And of course, like always, gets interrupted by Karen Wheeler just opening it up, letting them know dinner's ready and stuff. Lasagna's ready, bro. It's getting cold.
And it just...
Mrs. Wheeler. We love Mrs. Wheeler.
Mrs. Wheeler.
Like you said, that finishing, perfect ending to this era of characters, and then it... You know, quickly just transitioning to a new era. And I don't think anything will come from it. But it's just like changing of the guard, and Holly and dipshit Derek and all of their friends come down to play D&D.
It's them closing their childhood and moving on, and then allowing just the new generation to come in and experience what they got to experience. And I thought they did that so well. And getting to see more dipshit Derek. Who doesn't want to see more Derek?
Oh, I'm here for it. I love Derek. Oh, speaking of Derek, man, he got his moment in the finale, bro.
So good.
Just helping Holly. Because I thought Holly was great. She was an absolute queen.
I know,
Max and Al, they disappeared in Henry's mind, and then it was up to Holly. She had to get all of her friends into the cave, and she just took charge. As a 14-year-old actress, like, she did some great stuff.
She was awesome.
People are hating that she got too much screen time and stuff, and there was, like, she got a lot of screen time. I didn't expect her to be in the season 5 as much as she was, but I still thought she was great, and in that finale, she stepped up, and then, dipshit Derek, right as you think Vecna's going to snatch Holly again, just outstraightens Vecna, suck my fat one.
Suck my fat one.
Most iconic line.
Bro, I'll be using that forever. What a king, bro. What a king. Get round of applause for Derek.
Derek, man.
What a guy. What a guy, bro.
No, so he's probably the MVP of the season.
Perfect send-off. Oh, quickly, something we haven't mentioned, and I didn't even notice it when it happened, but hats off to Dustin. That graduation speech and doing what Eddie wanted to do all along. He's like, I'm going to flip him off, take my diploma, and I'm walking out of there. This is my year. Oh, and I literally wasn't even thinking of that when Dustin did it. And I actually thought for him, I'm like, this is very out of character, but I love the growth that it's like he's just sticking it to him. And then when I actually pieced it together, I'm like, holy shit, that is just... That is like, that's where it falls into. I don't understand the hate. I'm like, that's good writing. That is good writing. Like, that is just him. And just, bro, seeing his mum, she was loving it. That was probably the most relatable thing ever, is him heading off and the mum just in tears. And pretty much since day one, he's like kind of being the one who coddles her. Yep. And it just continues from here. And I loved that. And
I love the fact that we got like the final line from Ted Wheeler.
Oh my God.
Language.
Iconic. Bro, how the homies were moving when they saw Ted Wheeler.
Just like, bro. Yeah. Great.
Right, even small details like you can see with Mrs. Wheeler, lovely moment between her and Mike when he comes, but you can see the scars that she's got and stuff. Like, their lives have changed forever. That was some of the craziest stuff ever, and like just that stuff I loved. And their little chat was so good. Like, we didn't even mention freaking Mrs. Wheeler like clutching up for the homies in the hospital, bro. Walking down Wheeler.
She was amazing.
But just such a good send off. I thought they did every character justice in the end, and really gave him a lovely moment.
We haven't mentioned Hopper and Joyce get their date at Enzo's. So good after this such a long time. And then Hopper, man, gets down on one knee and pops the question.
He was not effing around.
He was not, bro. He was getting his fondue. No, what did they order? They ordered a few appetizers.
He took charge.
Bottle of Pinot. No, bottle of Sauv Blanc. Or Cab Sav.
Yeah, Cab Sav. I thought he was going for Sauv Blanc, but then it was a Cab Sav. Yeah.
And then some... What food did they order?
Can't remember.
It's annoying me. Anyway, and then just gets down on one knee and pops the question. I loved that. I loved it, and it's such a good arc. Then now they're moving away.
The Montauk, New York.
Like, that's great.
Yep. Apparently, Montauk was what Stranger Things was originally meant to be called as well, because it was based off... these events that happened in Montauk originally. Right. Like, that's like the original what Stranger Things is kind of not based off, but just like taken away from. And apparently originally Stranger Things was going to be called Montauk.
Damn.
So what a little full circle moment there for the old Stranger Things, you know? But just lovely moments. Just they topped it off really nicely, I thought. Obviously, like all shows do, it has its flaws. It has its moments where people all over the place are going to be like, oh, what does this mean? Oh, they didn't explain this. They didn't explain that. Every show has that. Yeah. But I thought they just did. It wasn't about that. That's not what a show it's about. It was just about them wrapping it up and just showing like this was a family and just giving it the happy ending it deserved. But just the content ending it deserved. It's like, it wasn't like it finishes off and they're all going to do these crazy things. It's just they're all going to just live their lives now, because that's what it's about. They went through hell and now they finally get to just do their thing. Steve gets to be that guy that we knew he was. He's a bloke he's a one-town man, and he's sticking around. He's teaching at Hawkins. And just kind of just being that man, he's staying local, which I just loved. And they all just kind of get their story, which I thought they did a great job of. So
love it. Is there any other specifics that you want to go through? Or
don't think so.
I love how they brought Mr. Clark into it at the end. Finally, after such a long time, he finally learns everything.
I know.
Like, shit, this is how I've been helping the kids throughout this whole process.
Unsung hero. Literally, probably this doesn't happen without him. Like, he didn't even know he was helping him just defeat this massive being, but he was him.
He thought it was theoretical the whole time.
And he got the librarian over Hopper as well. So hats off to the man. What a king! What a king!
And I had one more thing. I think no. Just the Steve death fake out scene. Like, you got me. It's
like, you had me there for a moment. I was scared. I will admit I was scared.
Before we do we'll do our top 5 moments and your top 5 performances. Just a few little takes I've got from this season. I think Lucas and Max's chemistry in the end was better than Mike and Elle's.
That's probably one thing I never thought, probably after season 1, that Mike and Elle's chemistry was overly great.
Okay. Well, I thought it got worse as the series went on. As they got older. Like, season 1 was peak. He was just such a He was so good to her.
Oh.
And like the way they looked at each other was great. And that continued on 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. But like obviously season 4 they're not together too much, and then season 5 they're not together much either. And they had some really nice scenes, as we said. But like, yeah, no, I think
Lumax was just
Lumax.
end goal, man.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really content as well with that. Nancy, Steve, and Jonathan have all gone their separate ways as well.
Yeah.
Like there just was nothing sustainable there, I felt like. So I was kind of happy that's how it played out. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it because I actually expected one of them would have to die if the other one was going to be with them.
Yep.
If that made sense. But I thought they did a great job by that. And neither of them, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. They were all kind of brought together off this trauma. And it wasn't actual true love that they were feeling.
But that's how everyone was feeling about it. Everyone was like, Nancy and Jonathan, not really vibing. Nancy and Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Season 1, Season 2, Nancy and Jonathan's peak. But then it just slowly drops off.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
And then season 4, Nancy and Steve is peak. Holy crap.
Yeah,
but then I thought they did a really good job of justifying it at the end.
Yep.
100%.
Sadie Sink is the best actress/actor in the cast, I think. Like,
I do have my actors.
Okay, we'll go into that. But that's just my opinion.
Yep.
I think she is amazing.
I don't think it's a bad shout at all.
Yeah.
I don't think that is a bad shout at all.
Yeah. Actually, just a quick one. Not killing anyone. We've spoken about this a little bit, but not killing anyone is actually a plus for me. Like, I actually think, like we said, we've spoken about it, but I just wanted to say that again.
I want to rewatch the show.
I was not expecting a red wedding and like hoping everyone would die. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thing. I'm big on rewatchability, and I want to be able to rewatch this knowing that my boy Dustin ain't dead or my boy Steve ain't dead.
Yep.
Like I want to watch that.
Facts.
Could have probably lived with Ted. That would have been fine. But anyone else? But no, we fuck with Ted.
Okay,
100%.
so top 5 moments from season 5.
100%. How do we want to do this? Do we want to say it and then so I say all my 5, then you say all your 5?
Oh,
yeah,
easier.
Perfect.
You go.
I will start
5 to
off.
1?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 to 1.
These are my best moments from season 5, starting at 5. I have the end of episode 4, Vecna and the Demogorgons taking out the soldiers.
Yep.
I thought this was just all class. We're seeing the Demogorgons on their D Wade and LeBron type shit, just throwing those motherfuckers up and just dumping them down until they get to obviously the main cast, obviously. But then I thought it just topped it off with we hadn't seen Vecna this whole time, and he just comes in just full aura farming, just. We see upgraded Vecna as well. Yeah. And then, oh my God, that scene, my guy's just crawling, tentacles straight through the head. Oh, and I'm like, holy shit.
Was so gruesome.
And then I thought he was about to just like tear Joyce a new one as well. But then he just comes in, brings Will in and just like destroys his whole manhood all at once. I thought that was just such a sick scene. And I think it goes under the radar a bit because what happened right after that. But I thought that was so good and a great way to introduce Vecna into the season. At 4, I've got Jonathan saves Steve. That was just a crazy scene. I know it might be recency bias because it is the latest episode and stuff, but I thought that was massive because you're talking about 2 blokes that have been battling since the start of Stranger Things and still yet to this day see eye to eye. And they said that to him even after it. But just for that to happen, to see one of the most beloved characters nearly die, and someone they've been teasing all this time, just for the guy he's been fighting against this entire series, comes and saves him.
Yeah, I did love that part.
I thought that
awesome.
I thought that was quality. And look, I might look back on this in a few weeks and stuff and think maybe that scene wasn't as good as I thought. But as of right now, I think that's the 4th best scene going around. At 3, I've got Joyce cuts off Vecna's head. Another episode, 8, obviously. But like we touched on before, just the videos they were showing, just showing how impacted that whole family and that whole gang was just because of this bloke and the mind flare. And I thought they just captured that beautifully and really gave her moment of season 5. Number 2, can't believe this ain't number 1, but I've got Will Gansey's powers at number 2. Probably the most badass moment I've ever seen. Never seen my guy Will with such aura. That was crazy because he's been such an under the radar character where it's like he's just been destroyed in every season. He's just copping it, and finally he gets his moment where he's just like, nah, F this guy. Vecna's trying to ruin me. Nah, let me get those Demogorgons and just snap those mother effers in half. I'm like, that was crazy. And just how it all played out, because I was literally scared that moment. I'm like, Lucas is one-on-one with a Demogorgon. Mike is one-on-one with a Demogorgon. Robin's one-on-one with a Demogorgon. What is going to happen here? And then my guy Will just... Oh my God, I'm nerding out, but that was just fire.
That was insane.
Absolute fire. And then number 1, maybe it's recency bias, but episode 8, Al's sacrifice. Such an iconic scene. That is a scene that will live with us forever. Plus what adds on to that with Is She Actually Gone? But just they captured it beautifully, even with her standing there, just being blown, and then massive gust, and then she disappears, and just the heartbreak from everyone, the sacrifice, what it means to the entire show. I thought they did that beautifully, and that is just a moment that everyone will remember when you bring up Stranger Things. So that is my number one moment in my top 5.
I respect it. That's a good 5.
Not bad.
Got a pretty different 5.
Well, that was the thing. I'm like, when I put it down, I'm like, fuck, I could be forgetting stuff. So it may change in a few weeks, but I am keen to hear what you got.
Yep. So 5, I've got the whole squad combined to kill the Mind Flayer, and Alan will help defeat Vecna. So all of that combined, I just loved how each member doing something was almost like a callback to something that's happened in the past.
Yep.
Like with, Steve and Dustin using the spears that Dustin and Eddie used, Lucas's slingshots, Mike using the flare gun that Nancy just gave him, and then Nancy with her shotgun. We got the flamethrowers, and then obviously 11 almost defeating Vecna, and then Will controlling him to finally defeat him. I thought that it just showed the camaraderie, the teamwork, and just the connection this group has to will themselves to defeat this big monster. So I loved that. At number 4, I've got Steve and Dustin's argument.
Okay.
I thought this was the most raw, authentic, and real arguments that there, even conversation that there was throughout this whole season. It was actually quite confronting when Steve said it. You're like,
100%.
That's crazy. But it was true, and it was it was the hard truth.
Yeah,
it was
really
refreshing
as well. I felt
And even though maybe he shouldn't have said it, but it was just these two characters who love each other but are hating each other at this point because of what they've been through, and they're taking it out on each other, but they're having it out, and it starts verbal and it ends physical.
Yep.
And that actually leads to Dustin finding out the truth about
100%.
the Upside Down, about the Abyss. But I just thought that scene was some of the best acting
100%.
we had in the whole season. So
100%. Even the add-on as well, where it's Dustin, sorry to steal it from you right now, but Dustin, Steve puts the ladder across the stairs because he's about to crawl over, and Dustin's just willingly no, and then it shows that he was right, and then that just sparks it again with just how raw it was, and Dustin, bro, so much emotion in that scene, and you could just tell it's he just can't do it again. He can't lose someone again. No, I love it. That's a great pick. That's a great pick. Yeah.
At 3, I've got the final D&D game. So just the final scene of them playing D&D again, and you're seeing the future of all these characters, and then Mike is the storyteller and explains the potential different fate to 11 that we didn't really know. And I loved that whole scene. It was just nostalgia. It was just it was sad, but it was melancholy. It was just this is so sad, but you're happy, you're hopeful, and it's just end of an era for the characters, for the people watching, for everything. So I loved that scene so much.
We've definitely gone very different with our moments. Mine has just been more where something just big obviously happened, but
for sure.
In terms of scenes as well, that's probably literally my favorite scene.
2 is Joyce cutting off Vecna's head and showing everyone's trauma, how each character has been impacted over the course of the series, and Joyce getting that final blow to kill Vecna. It all started with Vecna and Will, and Joyce was she was the one with her iconic axe to chop his head off, and it was just the cherry on top of this whole series. And I loved that moment. I got goosebumps watching when every character showed how they were impacted. I'm obsessed with that scene.
100%.
And number 1, I've got Will getting his powers at the end of volume 1. That was probably the best scene of Stranger Things ever, honestly. That's one of my favourite TV show scenes I've ever watched.
Oh, yeah.
And the ending of Volume 1, that's why it was just insane. That's the highest rated episode of Stranger Things ever. And I think that's a big reason for it. The way they they used the conversation between Will and Robin about his sexuality and stuff, and they used that, and Will used it to harness and untap his powers, because he went back to his memories with Mike, and he realizes who he actually is, and he's not afraid, and he untaps these powers, and then he essentially saves Lucas from getting killed, saves Robin and Murray from getting killed, saves Mike from getting killed, Because at that point, the
were cooked.
Dorgans had just gone through all of the military, which they tend to do, but then they come back and you're like, what the hell? And the volume's about to finish and everyone expected all these deaths and you think, oh my god, we're about to lose some like of these pivotal characters.
Yeah.
And Will, man, that was
so
an
clutch.
insane ending to that volume, and I think that was just one of the best scenes I've ever watched.
I respect it.
So.
I respect it. Oh, that's the obviously we went different ways with our moments because literally like that last scene where they're playing D&D, I think that's one of my favorite scenes in all of Stranger Things already. But like I obviously went a bit more on like just some crazy stuff that went on.
Like the L scene was probably insane. It's pretty stiff to miss out.
But just shows how, like, that's where it's like this season's getting hated on, but there were these great moments that just made us feel so much. So it's like you could just go with anything in the top 5. It was crazy. Because I also had, I had just like some honorable mentions. I had Max first escape in the Upside Down. Just that talk with her and Holly, I thought was just really good scene. Obviously people are angry that
Dragged on a bit,
of course. That's why it didn't really sneak in there, but I thought it was still a great scene. And then also when Will controls Vecna, I was like, holy shit. Like both times, obviously, but that first time where it's like he's about to get Max and Holly and he gets him and he's like, Max, run. I thought that was sick as well. Like he just came in clutch consistently. So I thought there were a lot of good moments that could have found themselves in the top 5.
Love it.
Sure.
Do you want to do your top 5 performances?
Yes, sir.
Season 5.
100%. Here we go. Here are my top 5 performances. Starting at 5, I've got Finn Wolfhard as Mike. I thought he just put on an absolute clinic. I talked before about his progression within this character, and I thought his character took this massive leap this season, and that's props to him. I thought every emotional aspect that he needed to hit, he hit, and he also took on that role as the leader of this group and really led from the charge in the last episode. But I thought he just put on a clinic because we've talked about how hard it is for these child actors to continue where they are, and he's just gotten better and better. So I had him at 5.
And that final scene, like that,
just so good.
Seeing Elle die and like
that got him over the line into the top 5.
Great.
Yep, 100%.
So raw.
Oh yeah, at 4. Absolutely smashed it, and there's a reason her character obviously got recast, and that's Nell Fisher as Holly Wheeler, especially with how much screen time she got, a 14-year-old doing what she did, and to get that much screen time and just nail it while she's doing it, I thought was great. I thought she was awesome in the last episode as well. Sure. But even just like all those moments, her moments with Max, her moments when she got back to the house with the kids and she's trying to convince them that they're wrong, I thought it was just really raw, and she did a great job. Like it really showed why they had to recast Holly and give us an authentic character, an authentic actress, because she had that much screen time, and I thought she did a great job. So she's at 4. At 3, we hyped up about him. He's probably one of the best actors going around right now, is David Harbour. Holy shit. His emotion throughout these scenes, pretty much any conversation that had to do with Elle, just his facial expressions, the way he can switch on to obviously crying and stuff, I thought it was insane. And he just, every moment with him just hit. Like, as it always does, he's been probably one of the best characters throughout the entire show and hasn't had a bad moment. But I thought this season as well, he took it to another level and kind of, like, his character showed that acceptance of, like, shit, Al's growing up. And it's like, well, she's making her own decisions now and she's brave enough to do that. And I thought he just did just a quality job at fulfilling that character.
He's great at speeches. Like, he's great. He had that great speech to start the finale with Al, and then obviously the one with Mike at the end. But even take back to like season 3, the end of season 3, when you think he died, and it's like him having that, writing that note to 11 in season 3, and it's like him speaking it, and when you think he died, it's like he just hits.
Just hits every time. He's so good. At 2, we just mentioned her, Sadie Sink.
Yep.
One of the best actresses going around right now, I think. And she stole the show every time she was on screen. I just wish we got, like, obviously we had a lot of her and then, like, none of her towards the end because there wasn't much for her to do. But she was so good. Her emotional scenes with Lucas within season 4 and then mainly season 5. Holy crap. She's just grown that much as an actress. Who would have thought when this show started, her coming in halfway through through season 2, being like, shit, she's going to be like the one that like really takes her acting to a next. No, I meant at the start of season 2. Sorry. And she's just come on to be one of the most liked characters out of everyone, and just so impactful, and just every moment she's in just hits. I'm like, she makes all those scenes so strong because of her acting. She did a great job, and I thought her and Nell Fisher were just so good throughout because they had so much time together, and their chemistry was elite. I loved it. And then number 1, bro, this guy. Jamie Campbell Bower.
Damn.
Bro, as Vecna / Henry. Obviously, we didn't get probably as much Vecna as we hoped, but I thought even as Henry. And to pretty much play... He's pretty much playing two different characters throughout a series, throughout an entire season. Like, you think about it, Henry is very different to Vecna, just in terms of, well, firstly, the way he speaks, the way he acts. He's a lot more inviting, and then Vecna is this brute, just physical being that's just trying to kill everyone. I thought he just nailed it and just had me hooked. He stole the show every time he was on screen. I thought, and like we touched on, his like facial expressions and stuff when he got to the cave, I'm like, there's not many actors going around that I think can play off the way he played it. He was just perfect. And I loved when he was on screen because I'm like, this guy is so good. Either if it was as Vecna or Henry, I couldn't get enough of his scenes, and I thought he was the best actor by far. Actually, well, close between him and Sadie Sink, but he took the nod over.
Oh, he's great. He's honestly 100%. The way he walks, the way he speaks, the way like he was
just goated. I hope to see him in many more projects going forward because he was super incredible. No,
that's a good list. I think.
And then S tier Derek, obviously, dipshit Derek, delightful Derek,
winning an Oscar. Times actors weren't acting. I thought Steve, he could be in the discussion for sure.
100%. I think it's just
was really good.
Yeah, 100%. It's just it's tough. They all did such a good job. Like majority of them did a really good job. So Steve could definitely be in there, but it's like, who would you put him over right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just based off the characters above him, just had a lot more to do with the storyline, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, that's everything we've basically. We could literally chat for hours and hours, but
could go on forever.
Do we want to just do our season score and then rank every season from 1 to 5?
Yep. Do we want to touch on any of the spin-offs or anything, or just
yeah, for sure,
just like quickly run through it? We can do that at the end though.
Okay.
I reckon we do this first. Yeah,
okay,
100%.
So your season 5 overall score.
Okay.
Do you want me to do it? Oh no, we'll go at the same time. So this is our Stranger Things season 5 score out of 10. Okay. 3, 2, 1, 7.5.
8 out of 10.
Okay. That makes sense with the finale. I was a 9, you were a 9.8.
Yep.
And I was 7.5.
9.9. Yeah, 9.8, sorry, yeah.
So 8 out of 10.
Yep. I think so.
Yep.
I thought obviously, like every show has its flaws at times, but from the get-go, I was bought in on it. Like, I didn't understand. If I watched this entire show without looking at TikTok or anything once, I would have left that completely satisfied and be like, that was a really, really good watch, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, social media can get in your head a bit at times. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I did not see the issues that so many people saw with it.
No, fair enough. Okay, so should we do our ranking of each season?
Yeah. I think I've got it.
I've got it, but this is very... So I'm going to rewatch these... Like, I just want to rewatch the show so bad. So I'm going to rewatch it, like, over, not quickly or anything, but, like, this could definitely change after I just rewatch it, knowing the ending, knowing how it all wraps up. Could change, but this is my initial reaction.
Okay.
Of just ranking every season. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1? Like, do you want to do a normal countdown, like count up?
I reckon, just go worst to last. Worst to first, sorry, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'll go.
Yeah.
I've got season 5 at 5. I do. I think.
I'm not there with you.
Yeah.
I'm not there with you.
I think this season has the most flaws as an entire season. I don't know though. I don't know.
I just think it's never been highlighted more. So I think like if we're watching like season 2, season 3 at this time, it would be getting the same criticism.
Oh, maybe.
But hey, no, it's your list. Sorry. It's your list.
So I got season 5 at 5, season 2 at 4.
Yep.
Season 3 at 3, season 4 at 1, and then season 1 at 1.
Okay.
I think the OG is just genuine peak. Honestly, like I've rated season 5 as a 7.5.
It shows how good of a show it is.
This show is one of my favorite shows of all time. It could honestly be a top 3 show of mine all time.
I think in terms of you take sitcoms away, this is my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, but sitcom, like Friends and The Office are my 2 favorite shows.
Yeah, no, exactly. So but
this would probably be next. That or like Peaky Blinders.
I think this is literally nearly my favorite show of all time, apart from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right,
Okay,
so yeah,
let's hear
good.
it.
All right, so starting at 5 for me, I've got season 2. Still a really good season. I think it gets taken down just because of that one episode, but I still really liked it. Like, there isn't a bad season. There's not a season I would skip.
Yep.
At 4, I've got season 3.
Okay.
Originally, season 3 was my favorite. Then I went back and rewatched it, and I still loved it, but wasn't as enthralled in it as I was originally. And compared to these others, it's just below, but still such an elite season. At 3, I've got season 5. I think that is a good spot for it. I loved the season, and I've never felt so emotional about anything, like any show, and I thought it just connected super well. And I think it's a bit overhated, so I love it. But I think the two above it are probably perfection when I actually think about it. Because at 2, I've got season 1, the OG season 1. Oh my god, I could probably rewatch that more than any other season. I think so, on rewatchability.
Okay.
Like, it is just porn, like, just so good. I love it. The characters are just awesome. The storyline based around it is perfect. But at 1, I've got season 4. Damn. I went back and watched season 4, and that is just some of the most enjoyable television I've ever witnessed.
I just think the fact that my favourite character is sidelined so much in season 4, that puts it down for me. So Mike is at the forefront of those first 3 seasons, and then he's completely sidelined in season 4. So as good as season 4 is, I still think I can't have it as my favourite season just because Mike is just not in it as much.
True.
And doesn't contribute to the overall team and the planning as much as he does.
Every time it was on the California team, you kind of don't. You're
really
not
care,
as
honestly.
involved in it.
No.
But I just love because you've also got a villain that you're so bought into. And then Dr. Brenner's back as well, which I love him. Like, no, I don't love him, but like, I love his character being there. Like, he just adds another layer to it. Same with, what's his name? I've just gone blank.
The other doctor.
Michael. Dr. Michaels? Is it Michaels?
No, Dr.
Connors? Is it Connors or no? It's my... Oh my God, I've gone blank.
Dr.
I've gone completely blank here.
Oh, you just put me on the spot. My mind's fried now.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know where it is.
Do you want me to
Dr.
wait?
Owens.
Dr. Owens, sorry. Yep, we're such
Why did you do
diehard
that?
fans, goddamn. Dr. Owens, like, I love him. He's an elite character as well. But I just thought, and then having Vecna in there, just having a villain that you just love and want to see more of. He actually put fear into me, and it was like the first season where I was like, holy shit, this is like somewhat horror, because this guy is terrifying.
Yep.
And I thought it was Max's best performance up until season 5, obviously, but I thought she was perfect. I thought just so many characters did such a great job, and I loved the side part with Yuri, Joyce, Murray and Joyce, such an underrated duo, and then even just Hopper in Russia, just all that I loved. I thought that was I thought season 1 and season 4 was like a perfect season of TV. So
I definitely loved it.
And just some of the animated part, the animation parts, just the music playing, the endings, just setting it up perfectly. Like, oh my God.
Valid.
So there it is. So a couple of good lists right there.
That's some good lists. Could definitely debate that all day.
I am ready to get hurt again.
What did you want to touch on the potential?
I thought we'd just chuck in a lot of details come off about a few spin-offs now for Stranger Things. So I thought I'd just touch on this, the first one that they've been announced, that the Duffer Brothers have announced. So I thought I'd just go through a few dot points about a potential spin-off for Stranger Things. So just a few things to it. It doesn't involve the Upside Down at all. Has completely different story, location, characters, and actors. It's set in a different decade. Duffer Brothers are heavily involved but won't be showrunners. A scene in the series finale hints at what it will be, which has now been confirmed. The Duffer Brothers have revealed that the rock in the briefcase that Henry picks up is essential to the Stranger Things spin-off.
So it's like a prequel.
Looks like it could be.
Because there's all this story that happens on the lead up to that. What the 100%. Hell? What is that scene? Who is that guy? He obviously knows a lot about the Upside Down or whatever this rock is.
It's way before our little Hawkins squad pulled up.
Yeah,
says it's very different, but it's also very much Stranger Things. There are currently no plans for any spin-offs for Hopper, Joyce in Montauk, or Holly Wheeler.
Bro, do not give me any spin-offs.
I don't want them. I don't want them. I'm happy. I'm content with these characters. Obviously, it's like you want to see them, but then you don't. Like, I don't want to see them separated. Like, I only want to see them all together. It's what makes them so special. I don't want spin-offs of them.
We don't need spin-offs.
No.
We just don't.
100%. And then there's also the animated series now, Stranger Things Tales from 85. So it's an animated series that follows the Hawkins group on an adventure set between season 2 and 3 of the main show, which I'm so excited for. The Duffer Brothers talked about even with doing an animated series. it gives them so much more leeway to create these crazy stuff within the Upside Down and just beans from the Upside Down. It looks like so none of the actors will be their voice actors, obviously. So it's brand new voice actors and stuff, which I think's fair. Like they're way past, especially that age from season 2 to season 3. But I am super excited for that. So I'm ready for a world around Stranger Things, but I'm just content with leaving the characters that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I honestly don't mind if we don't ever see like Stranger Things again. Like I just think it was just left so well, and potentially down the track, like 10 years time, they might be like, they're all older now. Let's
little cheeky movie.
Have a crack at this again. Like it'll make money.
But no, I'm very happy with where we're at.
Very happy with it. But look, we saw Avengers Endgame. We thought that was the end, and now they're all done. That's all back. And it's back. So,
and I am excited.
I'm here for it.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, my bum will be on that seat.
Oh yeah, damn right.
Anyway, anything else, man? I
think we're good. Oh, as we said, we could talk about this for years. Like literally, probably we'll chat about it again next week. Let's be honest, but
it'll come up at some point.
Oh, we want to hear from the dribblers as well because everyone seems to have a very different perspective on this season. So let us know what your thoughts are, what your positives and negatives were with it. We love to chat. We'd love to literally grab some questions and chuck them on the pod as well if there's some good stuff going around. So just let us know what your thoughts were about it all.
Comment on this video, comment on our Spotify episode, but also like comment on our clips, like just like what your opinion is on whatever we're talking about. Out of 10, what you rated the finale, what you rated the season as a whole, where do you rank it in amongst all of the seasons? Like honestly, we want to hear from you guys because it is such a it seemed like it's been the most divisive season in a long time for TV, which is always going to happen with the scale of it. But
100%.
No, we'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and just logistically, probably should have said this at the start, but logistically, this will be on Beyond the Dribble. I think we'll also post it to Talk and Dribble. And then we've got a new Beyond the Dribble YouTube channel, so we'll post these clips to there. And then obviously Beyond the Dribble Instagram and TikTok. These are. That'll be kicking from this. So, this was great. And oh my God,
Good
happy to be back talking movies, TV.
Yes,
but happy
sir.
to be back talking Stranger Things. And
Can't believe it's over.
It's so emotional.
Oh my God.
You got anything else?
I think we're just good to be back, man. Good to be back. Back at it. We love it.
But hit a follow on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Heaps more movie and TV talk along the way. We'll talk, as we said, some Avengers Doomsday stuff next week.
Yes, sir.
Maybe some Avatar Fire and Ash. You might go see it. No, probably not.
Maybe. We'll see.
No, if you want daily clips, reactions, updates on all things movies and TV, follow us at Beyond the Dribble on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. But love you, dribblers.
We out.